Hello guys and welcome back to my channel for another episode of the Tactic Tester. Last time out we had a new leader crowned. If you missed that episode, I'm going to leave a card to it now. You guys have to go and check it out. Unbelievable tactic from GYR FM that currently does top our leaderboard. Today we welcome a new creator onto the channel for their shot at glory by running our Tactic Tester gauntlet. So let's get into things, but before we do, I will remind you quickly of the rules of the series. So guys, the rules of the series are as follows. Tactics must have a proven record of success or achievement. This will most likely be shown via a link to the creator's channel. All tactics will use the same team and fixtures for the test. That will be Arsenal if you are new to the series. No transfers will be allowed to be made in either transfer window. Tactics will be loaded in and the whole season will be simulated in one go. And all points, wins, goals scored and win percentage, etc. will be collected and displayed at the end of each video to find the best tactic out there. So I mentioned in the introduction that we have a new leader as of last week. GYR FM topping the table with his 4-3-2-1. The team finished in second in the Premier League with a grand total of 90 points, which is just nothing short of exceptional. Scored an impressive 126 goals, conceding 56. Goals per game of 2.29 and an impressive win ratio of 72.72%. So guys, let's jump into the game today and I will introduce you to who today's creator is. So then guys, we are back in game. We are back at Arsenal for another episode of the Tactic Tester. And today guys, we are welcoming no other than the infamous FMTREQ'S onto the channel. He has an unbelievable channel. I'm sure you guys in the community have heard of FMTREQ, and he's got an unbelievable tactic which I wanted to bring to your guys' attention. Obviously it's doing bits over on his channel. I'm going to leave links to FMTREQ down below in the description, and I'm also going to leave a card to his channel right now. So make sure if you're new to his content, make sure you go over and drop him a sub. So what we're going to do guys is we're going to go into the tactics section and we're going to have a look. As you can see guys, I've got a lot of people either been on the series or are coming on the series. So it's going to be keep your eyes peeled in your sub boxes for the next few weekends. Got some really good creators coming, but this is Treq's tactic. It's a 4-2-4, which I will be honest, you don't see a great deal of in Football Manager, or at least I don't. Opposition never play 4-2-4 against me. And it's a really, really nice one to see. It looks relatively balanced on first glance. Obviously, he's got a sweeper keeper in goal, which is interesting. Centre-backs on defend, or central defenders on defend, instead of what you usually see in these tactics. You usually see a lot of ball playing defenders, so it'll be interesting to see how they get on. The right back is a wing back on support and the left back is a wing back on attack, so that's very interesting. Obviously this is all taken from his tactic and what he's running on his channel. It'd be interesting to see how this does translate to Arsenal when we do our quick pick in a second. Ball winning midfielder on defend, box to box midfielder on support. It's a role I use. I love a box to box midfielder on support. And he's got a winger on attack on the right, an inside forward on attack on the left hand side, and two pressing forwards up top. It would be interesting. Obviously not a lot of tactics at the moment that I've been trying have two forwards, so it'd be interesting to see how Lacazette and Aubameyang do get on if they are both paired in those positions. I'm not going to go through all the tactical style. You can see all of that. Treq's already done a breakdown on this tactic, so I'm going to make sure you guys go over and check on that. As I said, I'm not going to break it down too much. That's up for the other creators to do. So before we simulate the season, guys, what we're going to do is, as we always do, we're going to hit the quick pick button just so that you guys can get some names to the positions, so you guys can have a bit of understanding as to what Arsenal are going to field this season. As you can see, following assessment is based on today's assessment of the players from my assistant Steve Round. We hit OK. And this is what we've got then, guys. We've got Leno in goal, Bellerin, Holding, Gabriel and Tierney. I'm actually convinced that's probably Arsenal's best backline, to be perfectly honest. Ceballos is the ball-winning midfielder. If that was a deep line playmaker, fine. But ball-winning midfielder, Danny Ceballos, maybe not. Thomas Partey alongside him as a box-to-box midfielder, absolutely, definitely perfect for that role. Willian and Saka on the wings, and then, as I said, the top two, Lacazette and Aubameyang up top to do the business for Arsenal. Obviously, you will see some of these players being rotated in. Eddie Nketiah, I'm sure he'll get some minutes. Granit Xhaka as well. Pepe, not sure if Mesut Ozil is going to get some game time, but we will see, guys. So I will now simulate the season, and we will be back in just a few seconds just to show you guys how this tactic got on. So then, guys, we are back at the end of the season, and I can already see that this has not necessarily been the best year for Arsenal. Finishing in 6th is, I'm going to say, it's no shame. There's no shame in 6th. I think looks like they've been in a very good league position all season. 5th, they were in 4th for a long period of time, and then things sort of started to slip towards the end of the season. So I'd imagine they've had some cup runs somewhere in certain competitions. I can almost guarantee that they've had some sort of cup run. I've not taken a look at things at all at this point. You can see Lacazette is the top goal scorer. Nicolas Pepe, very interestingly enough, is the highest average rating on the player. Kieran Tierney getting through with the 15 assists. Obviously, he was that left wing back on attack. So it'd be interesting to see what his rating is. 15 assists from left back is just sensational. Then obviously most red cards, Granit Xhaka, who's surprised. Most yellow cards, David Luiz and Hector Bellerin. Again, who's really surprised. So what we'll do, guys, is we'll go into the competitions. Wow. Liverpool winning the league is the first thing that I've clocked. Liverpool winning the league with 103 points. Did they just decimate the league? They lost once to Villa, as they did in real life, losing to Aston Villa. 103 points. 22 points ahead of Man City is just absolutely nuts, isn't it? 33 wins from their 38 games. They don't have anyone. Oh, Mane in the top 3 goal scorers. Wow. Liverpool absolutely smashing the league. But the next thing that catches my eye is that FMTREQ'S tactic seems to be always the bridesmaid and never the bride. As you can see in the 3 cup competitions that he's in England, runner-up in all 3, runner-up in the Community Shield, runner-up in the Carabao Cup, and runner-up in the FA Cup. It would have been such an interesting season, and you could have probably accounted for the 62 points if you pick up some of these trophies, but to be the runner-up in all 3 of these competitions is absolutely devastating. Knocked out in the first round of the Europa League by CSKA Moscow as well. It's going to be interesting to take a look at these fixtures and see how they got on. But yeah, guys, I think I'd actually be happy with this result this season. Obviously, Arsenal, as we know in real life, guys, they're not the best team in the Premier League. So to finish in a Europa League spot again, qualifying for Europe, I think this is fine. As I said, runner-up in the cup competitions. It would have been so nice to see someone win the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, but it's just not to be. So, schedule first of all. Amazing pre-season, win all the games as you would expect. Lose to Liverpool in the Community Shield. A 95th minute goal from Sadio Mane being the deciding factor there. Mane put the guy but Liverpool 2-1 up in the 89th minute. Aubameyang equalised in the 92nd, and then Mane shattered hearts in the 95th minute to secure that trophy at the start of the season. Really nice run here. Obviously, they've lost out to Wolves at home. That's a tough one, especially considering I think Wolves finished in 5th. Other than that, relatively solid start to the season. Lost to Leeds as well, but good results in here against Leicester, against Southampton's a good result. Really nice results in the Europa League as well, beating Cluj 3-0, PSV 5-2, 4-0 loss to Crystal Palace. Things obviously just did not click in that game. 2-2 draw with Tottenham is okay. Beating Antwerp 7-0 on aggregate is really impressive. Beating Aston Villa, obviously Villa were the team to beat Liverpool, stopping them going unbeaten. And this is a really nice run here from the loss against Crystal Palace. Really nice return all the way back down to this game against Man City, which I assume, I've not seen the rest of the season, but I assume a 5-1 victory at home against Manchester City is going to be the peak of the season. It's going to be the best game. Willian, Aubameyang, Lacazette with 2, and then Reece Nelson chipping in with the 5th. Raheem Sterling with the solo for Manchester City. Returned to the City of Manchester Stadium the next 2 days later and lost that 1-0. Beating Chelsea in the Carabao Cup semi-final. This is something, as I said, I think the cup finals, the cup runs have been good here. Beating Fulham in one game is good. Beating Chelsea 5-1, absolutely battered Chelsea. Beating Cardiff in the FA Cup 3rd round. There's Xhaka's red card. Bournemouth 2-0, solid. Lost to Leeds twice. Another 94th. What is with all these late goals? Reece Nelson with the 93rd and Jamie Shackleton scored in the 94th. Unreal. Bournemouth 2-0, as we said. Beat Leicester again. Always good to beat Leicester. I always find Leicester a difficult team to beat. This is an absolutely nuts result. 7-3 against Fulham here. Goals for Pepe, 2 for Aubameyang, Partey, Willian, Lacazette, and Eddie Nketiah getting in on the goals as well. So I can only assume, as we're moving forward into the season, we're in February now as I'm looking through things, I can only assume that things start to go rapidly downhill. Because what we've seen up to this point does not scream 6th in the Premier League. So another loss to Wolves, this time away. 85th minute, another goal coming in late. 4-3 against Manchester United, good result. Losing 1-0 to CSKA Moscow away in the Europa League. On out on away goals. 3-2 in that home leg. Run 2-0 down as well, so they've shown some character to come back, but did lose that one. Lost the Carabao Cup final to Manchester City in extra time. Phil Foden getting the job done there, but as you can see, Saka and Maitland-Niles both getting injuries in that game. Ooh, that's tough. 4 losses on the spin. Losing to West Brom is bad. Losing to Everton 4-3. And look at these late goals. I don't understand why there's so many late goals. 89th minute and 93rd minute, securing the victory for Everton. 1-0 against Liverpool, not too bad. Again, relatively late goal, 82nd minute in that one. Losing to Burnley, Jay Rodriguez getting the goal there. Get things back on track in April. Solid April, beating Manchester City again, this time in the FA Cup semi-final. This time, they get their revenge in extra time, having lost the Carabao Cup final in extra time. And then again, it's this end of the season, especially when you're playing in lots of cups, guys. If you're playing in the FA Cup final, if you're playing in the Europa League, this end of the season in the Premier League is just horrendous. Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester United were the 3 games in the league to finish it. They lost all 3 of those, and they lost the FA Cup final. Oh, another one in extra time. What is with all these late goals? Fabio Silva, 104th minute. Kieran Tierney, 105th. Adama Traore winning it with a 110th minute goal. That's absolutely nuts. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to go into the squad now. Who was the most capped player? It was Leno, Lacazette, and then Gabriel are the top 3. In terms of goal return, Lacazette with 38. Pepe with 23, Aubameyang with 22. It's not the highest return from, Emerick Aubameyang, that's for damn sure. And also Willian chipping in with 17 and Eddie Nketiah with 14 himself. If we go over to the assists, obviously we've already seen that Kieran Tierney was top of that. Then we've got 3 players on 11, Pepe, Aubameyang and Lacazette. And then Ceballos and Eddie Nketiah on 10 themselves. All in all, guys, I think this is it's a great tactic. It seems like it scores a lot of goals, as you can see. Right, let's go into the analyst reports and just show you guys these. General performance, let's pull this table up. Expected goals per game, 2.09 expected XG per game. Absolutely crushing the Premier League average. Same with goals per game as well. 2.11 goals per game in the Premier League this is. They score a high number of goals. Expected goals per 90 minutes is really high as well. Concedes a relatively average number of goals per 90 minutes. It's very attacking. Lots of shots per game. Lots of expected goals. They do concede a little bit less than the expected to concede per game. But yeah, this is a very good formation for going forward. Let's have a look at their scoring then, the attacking efficiency. We always like to have a look at this. Arsenal, as you can see here, conversion rate not the highest in the league, but they definitely have a lot of shots per game. That's coming in at around 17 shots per game, which obviously as an average over the Premier League season is a very, very good return. If we go into the conceding now, I guess they did have a little bit of an issue here. Opposition conversion rate. So the opposition were actually converting a decent percentage of chances, giving up, what's that, probably around 11 shots faced per game. We faced fewer shots per game than the average. We can see more goals than we would have expected from the number of shots that we've faced. So maybe, despite playing what looks like every single game, Leno has not had a very good season for Trek here. In terms of the formations then, as you can see, 4-2-4 wide, started 50 games in the Premier League. What? Oh, started 50 games. That's the last 50 games, isn't it? Started 50 games. Clear-cut chances created plus 86. That is absolutely staggering, guys. A chance is created every 29 minutes and a chance against every 62 minutes. And wow. Let's take a look at see what formations it's done very well against. It's done very well against a 4-2-3-1 wide with a plus 25 clear-cut chances. 4-3-3. Again, these are the most common formations that you do see in the games, with a plus 23 against a 4-3-3 DM wide. What formations has this struggled against then, guys? A couple of minuses. 5 backs, 4-4-1-1. It didn't enjoy 4-4-1-1. The worst formation, 4-3-3 with 2 defensive midfielders. Who on earth is playing that? -2. No chances created. Could not create a chance against this. I'd love to know what team played this formation. But fair play to FMTREQ and his impressive formation, guys. I'm going to get my calculator out. I'm going to do some maths and I'll come back and show you where FMTREQ lands on our leaderboard. So then, guys, middle of the pack for FMTREQ. I'm going to put him in 5th. As you can see, I've collated everything and it is on the table on the screen in front of you. So we've got FMTREQ's 4-2-4, 0 trophies won, unfortunately, runners up in 3 of those competitions. Finished 6th in the Premier League. That is the worst, I must say. That is the worst that we have had thus far. Worst points total as well, just about with 62 in the league. But this is where things turn a corner. If you need to score a goal, guys, this 4-2-4 is the way to go. As you can see, it's not necessarily the highest number of goals that we've had scored. Pav FM has that crown with 154. But if you do look at the goals per game, 2.54 goals per game is the highest that we have had on this tactic tester thus far. An unbelievable goals per game there, and a 61.4 win ratio, which is the same as RDF Tactics. However, I'm giving FMTREQ the benefit of the doubt in the table just because of that impressive goals per game. So then, guys, that is the end of another episode of the Tactic Tester. If you have enjoyed this and you do think that your tactic will come out on top, don't forget to let me know either down in the comments or drop me a DM on Twitter. My DMs are open. My Twitter is @SteveMHood. Links for that are all down in the description as well. If you think your tactic can come out on top and beat some of these unbelievable creators that we've had on thus far, do get in touch. Let me know. We'll get you on the Tactic Tester. But guys, that is the end of today's episode. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to drop a like on the channel. As I said, head over to FMTREQ'S channel, drop him a sub as well. And if you are new around here and you're new to the Tactic Tester, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on my channel and ring that bell so you're notified every time that I upload a video, guys. That's where I'm going to leave it. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys on another episode very, very soon.